Happy Saturday, everyone. Today's video will be a rebuttal to Babbzy's live that she did the other day, making claims on various things. I wasn't planning on doing a rebuttal video to her. I was just planning on debunking her claims one at a time on my community board. But then I realized, well, damn, I will be doing essay-style posts, and I don't believe my message will be fully understood. After all, not everyone on social media loves to read or read with understanding. Also, because she likes to strike, I won't be playing her content in any form. I will, however, link her live in my description box. So get your snacks ready to enjoy the show. Back in late September of 2022, on a Saturday morning, Babbzy called me on WhatsApp. This was the only time she has ever called my phone. Normally, we would voice note each other. She voice note me first to ask if she could call me because she had something very heavy to tell me and she didn't want to tell it to me in a voice note. I said, sure, you can call me. She called and told me that someone reached out to a member of her crew, aka Team Babbzy, to inform her about Drea's immigration status and all the mess behind it. We were on the phone for over an hour. After that conversation, I was very uneasy, to say the least. Over the next few days, I spoke to both my mom and my attorney about the conversation with Babbzy, and they both advised me to stay clear of her. The day I decided to cut Babbzy off, she was on Drea's panel laughing it up with her. I said, well, damn, didn't you just tell me all your quote-unquote friends' business, and here you are laughing it up with her? Then I said to myself, wow, looks like Babbzy's trying to set me up by telling me something about Drea in hopes I would repeat it without any hardcore proof. I had already made that mistake with Bruce, aka Fryneck, and I wasn't willing to go down that road again. I noticed I had an unread WhatsApp message from Babbzy. Since I had no plans to read it or respond to her, and going forward I didn't want to accidentally click on her account, I decided to archive her account, not block her, as she claimed on her live. I then proceeded to unfollow her on Instagram. In early December of 2022, I decided to delete that WhatsApp account. I noticed my archive folder, I clicked on it, and that's when I noticed Babbzy has sent me a message stating that she doesn't know what she did to me because she noticed I unfollowed her on Instagram and that her mom had passed and I never reached out to her. Babbzy, you claim I blocked you on WhatsApp, which is clearly a lie because had I done that, you wouldn't have been able to send me that message. You know, my hands to the sky, I never knew her mom had passed. I went to YouTube because I figured she probably spoke about the passing of her mom, in which she did. There was a live of her mom's funeral. I watched a good deal of it and said a prayer, praying that hopefully her mom is now at peace. Babbzy, on the other hand, I didn't wish her well, nor pray for her healing or strength. It was a big F you to her based on how our social media friendship ended. Fast forward to 2026, Drea's immigration status became a topic of discussion over Bruce, aka Fryneck's channel, in which Drea stated on Coffee T's channel that those claims were false. Fast forward to this live of Babbzy's, where Drea is on the phone with her. Babbzy said I, Libra Sun Goddess, had no secrets for her because Drea knew that she, Babbzy, was going to tell me about her immigration status back in 2022. And that she, Drea, was okay with it, but back in 2022, when Babbzy approached me, that was not the same scenario. I'm wondering, why would Drea be okay with someone who is not her friend knowing her personal business? And why would Drea be okay with her friend even telling her personal business? All of this lets me know that my mom, my attorney, and my intuition were all correct all along, that this was a plan to set me up. Babbzy, you said I lied about being unsubscribed from your channel from 2024 because I left a comment on your Queen Shansia post where you were promoting her album Never Gets Laid Here, which was released on May of 2024, because your community board says 1 year ago. If you go in your YouTube studio, you will see that you made that post in late May of 2024. I left my comment around that same time. I can guarantee in late May of this year, that post will say 2 years. The YouTube community board isn't going to say 1 year, 4 months, or 1 year, 6 months. It updates like our age. For example, if someone asks me how old am I will say I'm 33 years old, not I'm 33 years old in 5 months. Here are 2 other great examples. This post about the Jacksonville Jaguars versus Miami Dolphins game, which according to my YouTube studio says published September 8th, 2024, which was also the date of the game. But on my YouTube community board, it says 1 year ago. Also, this post that was dated 1 year ago, where I was saying my Seattle Seahawks are trash, which would have made no sense because the 2025 Seattle Seahawks not only won their division, they were the #1 seed throughout the playoffs, then went on to win Super Bowl 60, which meant I was clearly talking about the 2024 Seattle Seahawks who didn't even make the playoffs. By the way, that post was published November 3rd of 2024. After leaving my comment under your Queen Shansia post and getting no response, I unsubscribe. I would only go over to your channel if you are beefing with someone. Babbzy, you claim that you were having a conversation with Tyler and I just barged into y'all conversation, which wasn't true. Why didn't you show the audience your reply to Tyler where you referenced me? In this screenshot of your reply to Tyler, you stated, I honestly thought because of who you are friends with in real life, you would have known the truth. That part of your reply prompted me to leave this comment in which you never replied. I noticed on your live whenever you spoke about your mom, you were extra hostile towards me, and I believe it's because you saw me as a real life friend, and when your mom passed, you felt abandoned by me. Even in this post where you are sitting with Tyrone Blackburn, you made mention about your mom's funeral and about real friendship. And of course, that jab about waste people was for me. No offense taken. In the beginning of our social media friendship, I did see you as a potential real life friend because I remember saying I would show you around Miami-Dade and Broward whenever you visit South Florida. However, as time went on, I started to notice certain things, and that's when I said, I'm just going to keep our friendship a social media one. I apologize for making you feel abandoned in one of your lowest moments. Babbzy, on your live, you claimed I reached out to Blacks Done the Place because I thought he was your man. What the hell? What the helly? Just because you subconsciously see Blacks Done the Place as a love interest doesn't mean I do, sweetie. Also, you trying to imply that I see you as a rival? Girl, that is so laughable. Remember, you're the one who once told me you would love to live a day in my world. Did you forget? Did you also forget I used to give you dating tips? Remember this female Empress AK, whom you said you can't understand how she has a masculine personality like yourself, but men still admires her? And I said, look at her. She looks approachable and she exudes feminine energy, regardless of her masculine personality. And I'm sure in her downtime with her man, hey, she's very submissive. You say you don't want to be seen as a pushover. I said, I understand you're in the dancehall field, which is male dominated, but you can still exude feminine energy while still be respected. Just because you're exuding feminine energy, that doesn't make you a pushover. If anything, you will attract an alpha male. Just look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. I did reach out to Blacks Done the Place as seen in this Instagram DM screenshot to thank him for speaking the facts about Queen Shansia while he was on your live. His response doesn't scream offense or hatred. You also claim I left kissing emojis on the one of Blacks Done the Place posts, and according to you, that made him develop a hatred for me. The so-called kissing emojis were actually the heart eyes emojis because I like his hairstyle, as you can clearly see in this post. If Blacks Done the Place was so offended by my comment as you're claiming, why didn't he erase my comment? Or better yet, why didn't he block me? Babbzy, you claim I called you transy and how Kid Chronic reached out to me to tell me to stop harassing you. Girl, lies on both claims. Yes, It's true that Kid Chronic did reach out to me, not because I was harassing you as you claim, but because he saw someone under one of my posts calling you transy, where I heart the comment. He said even though you might claim you're not bothered by the name, he knows you're very much bothered. At first, I told Kid Chronic I wouldn't allow anyone to call you that name, but then I told him I changed my mind because Gaza Ricardo, who is a part of your crew, went on an almost 2 months rant over Gray Gray, saying all type of things about me, where I saw you, Babbzy, making an appearance on one of those lives and you never told him to stop. By the way, I was going to block out Kareem's name, but he said no, I should show it brawling. Babbzy, on your live and even a comment to one of your subscribers, you claim I have been harassing you for the last 3 years. Girl, these lies have got to stop. Most of 2023, I was off social media because I was enjoying my pregnancy and post-pregnancy. I made my return to social media in November of 2023, where you were on Coffee T's panel giving him advice. Then when I made a comment in his live chat, you said hi to me. The last time I made any direct contact with you was your Queen Shansia's album post in May of 2024. Recently, I went to my DMs to show proof of the last time I had even spoke to you on Instagram, which was, by my memory, 2022, but I realized you blocked me. I was told whenever you block someone or they block you on Instagram, all the DM messages are removed, which means I couldn't show the proof. I don't know how long I've been blocked, but I guess this is a part of your harassment case against me. Babbzy, I sat back and realized when you claim I've been harassing you for the past 3 years, it's because I was reposting certain news about Tyrone Blackburn, your attorney that you used to intimidate people in the dancehall sector. Answer this question. Whenever TMZ, Tasha K, the Jasmine brand, or other YouTubers report on Tyrone Blackburn, are they also harassing you? Me being in the dancehall sector and reposting certain news about Tyrone Blackburn is not a good thing for you because it exposes that he's not that big, powerful attorney as you, Babbzy, make him out to be. According to Drea, I was doing these reposts to get your attention. How ridiculous. Let's go through these 3 reposts that I did about Tyrone Blackburn and why I did them. My first repost of Tyrone Blackburn was on September 17, 2024. I wrote, "This P. Diddy case is very interesting, but it's attorney Tyrone Blackburn that has my antennas up because he's always in the mix when it comes to extortion, according to multiple YouTubers. Very interesting. I want to see how this saga plays out because last I checked, his case against T.I. and Tiny was dropped, thrown out, dismissed. YouTuber Crystal Nicole spoke about sanctions against Tyrone Blackburn dealing with Nicki Minaj and her husband. Child. Also, I believe Little Rod Jones, Tyrone Blackburn's client, was in a relationship with P. Diddy. Those details in the filing sounds mighty suspect. I'm just saying. Now, Babbzy, I don't know how this pertains to you, but okay, girl." My second repost of Tyrone Blackburn was on June 25th, 2025. I wrote, "Gaza Uncle Jim Jones, looks like you've caught a small break. Attorney Tyrone Blackburn is preoccupied at the moment, but wait, not so fast. Just like how P. Diddy still has that RICO charge pending, you still have to deal with Coffee Tea and crew. Cold-blooded demonstration in my hood-educated content creator voice." Babbzy, didn't you say you and Tyrone Blackburn were going to Philadelphia to file charges against Gaza Uncle? Okay. In late summer of 2025 over Coffee Tea's channel, Drea stepped to me about this very post. She, Drea, claims I was doing this to get your attention while also bullying Tyrone Blackburn and how she, Drea, can't wait until Tyrone Blackburn fixes me, which means she wants him to sue me for bullying due to me reposting his issues. You can't make this shit up. I'm still laughing at the fact that she, Drea, who claims to be more intelligent and has more education than everyone, and who has been going to law school since 2021 while being a full-time nurse, is saying crap like this. My third and final repost of Tyrone Blackburn was on October 21st, 2025, and it reads, I know you effing lying. What the F? I'm never the one to laugh at anyone's downfall. However, a particular person claims that they were going to get great value lawyer Tyrone Blackburn to sue me for quote unquote bullying because I did a reposting of issues he was having, which has now led to this indictment. This great value lawyer is also pursuing charges against the head dancehall Gaza vlogger, so I guess I'm next. By the way, how can I be looking someone's attention when I'm the one who ended our YouTube social media friendship? Babbzy, on your live the other day, you claim I wrote that you, Babbzy, are suing me for cyberbullying, but based on what I just read, clearly I never said such a thing. Looks like your comprehension skills are lacking, and I never mentioned who I was talking about. Since you, Babbzy, brought up cyberbullying on your live, let's talk about that. You sat on your live telling a bag of lies about me while also sending threats towards my family and I by saying, if I don't shut the F up, you will expose me by getting my IP address, etc., and claiming you would go after my mother's business. What you just did falls under the Florida state laws when it comes to cyberbullying. You even took it a step further to solicit my former friend Bella and even claiming you would pay her lawyer's fees. Bella is free to join forces with you and tell you all you want and need to know about my family and I. Bella and I were friends for over 10 years, so she's the perfect person to get all the info from. What must be, will be. Since Babbzy loves to talk about her all-powerful attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, let's see what's been going on with him in the last few months up until as of recent. Fair use for educational purposes.
I don't understand why a lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn is, think about it, he is a lawyer, but he's basically been accused and was indicted of hitting a process server. Why would you do that? As a lawyer, you know you can't harm physically a process server. Like, why would you fall into that? Why are you using AI? As a lawyer, you have clearly qualified, you've got the degrees, you've gone to university, but yet at the same time, you decided to either use ChatGPT, Gemini, some kind of AI concept to help create documents. Then you would lie to the judge and say, I'm not doing this. It's a complete lie. Everything is okay. I am a good lawyer, and you're really not a good lawyer. You're really not a good lawyer, guys. You're actually just causing more trouble for yourself. Because now we really see you guys for what it really is. And I really don't understand. In the matter of Tyrone Blackburn plus AI, a recent legal report, per the US District Judge Leo M. Gordon's December 15th order in Gardner vs. Combs, Blackburn has self-reported to the New Jersey and New York bar associations. So what is even going on with Blackburn? Do you understand? What is going on with you? Why are you reporting to these bar associations? Are you about to take yourself off? Because these Diddy cases that you were representing, and it wasn't just the one with Rodney, there were multiple others, they've all now basically disintegrated. They've paused. They've stalled. They're basically not going anywhere. And it really is a shame to see that they're not going anywhere and that there's no progress. So these now clients have to basically find new lawyers to basically fit them. Even April Lampros's case has suddenly changed. Now there's been negotiations. Now there's not going to be a deposition end of the month. Everything's changed with that case. And I really wonder why.
Once again, fair use for educational purposes.
Tyrone Blackburn, who is a black male attorney who brought major lawsuits, civil lawsuits against Fat Joe, against Puff, against T.I., that have all proven to be nothing more than sensationalism to garner attention for himself, to enhance his brand, and to extort money out of these celebrities. It just came down that he has withdrawn. He notified, I think, the feds in New Jersey, the District of New Jersey, that he is depressed. He's suffering from anxiety. He is incapable of representing anybody at this moment. He had some deaths in the family, and that he is withdrawing from the Diddy case, the Fat Joe case, the T.I. case.
Once again, fair use for educational purposes.
Able to look at this today in a motion for sanctions filed by Joseph Cartagena's party. So,
represent the sex defendant in this litigation.
In which litigation?
The one we're sitting here today for. The Cartagena lawsuit against him and you.
I believe so, yes.
You have any doubt about that?
No. I mean, again, the medication and the anesthesia has kind of messed up my brain, so I don't know. I believe that I'm representing him, yes.
But you're not sure if you're representing him?
I mean, from the last time I checked, I believe so. I think so.
You believe so? You're qualifying it.
Babbzy, on your live, you claim to be in possession of $1 million. I suggest that you use that $1 million on yourself. Looking at you, it's clear as day that you're not happy. You have lots of misplaced anger, and you're obviously not sleeping well at nights. I can't imagine what you're going through to lose both your parents within less than 2 years. I can only sympathize. I suggest you speak to someone professional before you completely destroy your life and your legacy. Stay prosperous.